Hi, Amateur Arts here, and right now we're going to talk about how you should evaluate your own media work, okay? So the first thing you need to look at is what was the theme for the project? Write a little paragraph about that. And then how have you developed your idea, okay? So you had a theme, and then how did you get from your theme into what it is that you've created? All right, and then I want you to think about how did your work change through your project. So yes, you started here and you ended up here, but were there little things in the middle that you worked really hard on, and then it majorly flopped, and then you had to take a little turn, and then you detoured over here, and then you realise, oh, actually you've gone off theme, and then you have to come back. Okay, so mention those as well. How much reference material did you find? Did you think you should have done more? So did you do research? Okay, so and what were those things that you researched on? It's very important because depending on what your research was should depict what your outcome was on your finished product. And so even though everybody that you worked with probably started with the same theme, your different research will go off like this, and so you should come up with lots of different products at the end. And if you can explain what your research was, even if your end product may not be amazing, which I'm sure it is, then if it's coursework, for example, you can still get marks for all the research that you did that implemented it. Okay, I want you to think about what artists it is that maybe you looked into, and why did you go off on that chain. Look at so if you looked at somebody's work which was similar to what you were working on, they started on the same theme, look at what inspired them and what materials they used, and reference all those in your evaluation as well, and then talk about whether you decided to follow the same path or if you detoured off that, and then explain why. How have your skills developed during the project? Okay, so although you had an idea and then you got all the way up here, and you may have done this in between, as a person, as an artist, as a creator, as a creative, how do you feel like you personally have developed, and how would this help you when you did a media brief in the future? And then the last thing you have to do are there any aspects that you would change? Okay, so even though you've got this product, and it's your end product, and you're like, yeah, this is it, this is what I'm handing in, this is what I'm giving to the guy to let me know if I've got that job or if I've got that client. Even though that is your end product, is there anything that you would say, actually, I would change that? Okay, because if you go into that boardroom and you do your presentation and they say, oh, actually, I disagree with this, if you've already worked out what the problems were with your own product, and that's what he points out, then hopefully you've also worked out an answer to reply with. And then if you've got that answer to reply with, even though they're not 100% happy with your product, they then might catch you back and go, actually, they know what they're talking about. So yeah, anything that you can think is a fallback for your product or project or whatever it is, make sure you also work out a response for if somebody else picks up on that they don't like that either. Okay, those are my tips for evaluating your work. Hope that helps. Amateur Arts out.